To a Lady by Jonathan Swift, who desired the author to write some verses upon her, in the heroic style. After venting all my spite, tell me what have I to write? Every error I could find through the mazes of your mind, have my busy muse employed, till the company was Roman 500. Are you positive and fretful, heedless, ignorant, forgetful? Those and 20 follies more, I have often told before. Hearken what my lady says, have I nothing then to praise? Ill it fits you to be witty, where a fault should move your pity. If you think me too conceited or, to passion quickly heated, if my wandering head be less set on reading than on dress, if I always seem too dull tie, I can solve the difficulty. You would teach me to be wise truth, and honor how to prize how to shine in conversation, and with credit fill my station how to relish notions, high how to live and how to die. But it was decreed by fate, Mr. Dean, you come too late. Well, I know you can discern I am now too old to learn follies from my youth, instilled, have my soul entirely filled in my head, and heart they center, nor will let your lessons enter. Bred a fondling, and an heiress dressed like any lady mayoress cockered, by the servants round, was too good to touch the ground, thought the life of every lady should be one continued play-day balls and masquerades, and shows, visits, plays, and powdered beau. Thus you have my case at large, and may now perform your charge. Those materials I have furnished, when by you refined and burnished, must that all the world may know be reduced into a poem. But I beg suspend a while that same paltry burlesque style drop, for once your constant rule, turning all to ridicule, teaching others how to ape you court, nor parliament can scape you treat the public, and your friends both alike while neither men's. Sing my praise in strain sublime, treat me not with doggerel rhyme. Tease, but just you should produce with each faults, excuse not to publish every trifle, and my few perfections stifle. With some gifts at least endow me, which my very foes allow me. Am I spiteful, proud, unjust? Did I ever break my trust? Which of all our modern dames censures less or less defames? In good manners am I faulty? Can you call me rude or haughty? Did I ere my might withhold from the impotent and old? When did ever I omit due regard for men of wit? When have I esteem expressed for a coxcomb gaily dressed? Do I like the female tribe, think it wit to fleer and jibe? Who with less designing ends kindlier entertains her friends, with good words and countenance, sprightly strives to treat them more politely. Think not cards my chief diversion, tease a wrong unjust aspersion, never knew I any good in but to dose my head like laudanum. We by play as men, by drinking pass our nights, to drive out thinking. From my ailments give me leisure, I shall read and think, with pleasure conversation learn to relish, and with books my mind embellish. Now methinks I hear you cry, Mr. Dean, you must reply. Madam, I allow tease true, all these praises are your due. You like some acute philosopher, every fault have drawn a gloss over one, placing, in the strongest light, all your virtues to my sight. Though you lead a blameless life, are an humble prudent wife, answer all domestic ends, what is this to us your friends? Though your children by a nod stand in awe without a rod, though by your obliging sway servants love you, and obey, though you treat us with a smile, clear your looks, and smooth your style, load our plates from every dish, this is not the thing we wish. We expect employment better. You must learn, if you would gain us, with good sense to entertain us. Scholars, when good sense describing, call it tasting and imbibing. Metaphoric meat and drink is to understand and think we may carve for others thus, and let others carve for us to discourse, and to attend is to help yourself and friend. Conversation is but carving, carve for all yourself, is starving, give no more to every guest than he's able to digest, give him always of the prime, and but little at a time. Carve to all but just enough, let them neither starve nor stuff, and that you may have your due, let your neighbors carve for you. This comparison will hold, could it well in rhyme be told, how conversing, listening, thinking, justly, may resemble drinking for a friend a glass you fill. What is this, but to instill? To conclude this long essay, pardon, if I disobey, nor against my natural vein treat you in heroic strain. I, as all the parish knows, hardly can be grave in prose, still, to lash and lashing smile ill, befits a lofty style. From the planet of my birth, I encounter vice with mirth. Wicked ministers of state, I can easier scorn than hate, and I find it answers right scorn, torments them more than spite. All the vices of a court do, but serve to make me sport. Were I in some foreign realm, which all vices overwhelm, should a monkey, where a crown must I tremble at his frown. Could I not through all his ermine spy the strutting chattering vermin, safely write a smart lampoon, to expose the brisk baboon? When my muse officious ventures on the nations, representers teaching by what golden rules into knaves they turn their fools, how the helm is ruled by Walpole at whose oars like slaves they all pull, let the vessels split on shelves, with the freight enrich themselves safe within my little wherry all there. Madness makes me merry like the watermen of Thames I row by, and call them names like the ever-laughing sage too, in a jest I spend my rage. Though it must be understood, I would hang them, if I could if I can, but fill my niche I attempt no higher pitch leave to D'Anvers, and his mate Maxims wise to rule the state. Pulteney deep accomplished, St. John's scourge the villains with a vengeance, let me though the smell be noisome strip their bums, let Caleb 3 hoisem, then apply Electo's 4 whip till they wriggle howl and skip. Deuce is in you Mr. Dean, what can all this passion mean? Mention courts, y'all near, be quiet on corruption's running riot. And as it befits your station come to use an application, nor with senates keep a fuss. I submit and answer thus, if the machinations brewing to complete the public ruin never once could have the power to affect me half an hour sooner, would I write in Buskin's mournful elegies on Blueskins 5. If I laugh at Whig and Tory, I conclude a forgery, all your eloquence will scarce drive me from my favorite farce. This I must insist on, for as it is well observed by Horace 6, ridicule has greater power to reform the world than sour. Horses thus let jockeys judge, else switches better guide than cudgels. Basting's heavy dry obtuse only dullness can produce, while a little gentle jerking sets the spirits all a-working. Thus I find it by experiment scolding moves you less than merriment. I may storm and rage and vain it, but stupefies your brain. But with raillery to nettle, sets your thoughts upon their mettle, gives imagination scope, never lets your mind elope, drives out brangling and contention, brings in reason and invention. For your sake as well as mine, I the lofty style decline. I should make a figure scurvy, and your head turn topsy-turvy. I who love to have a fling both at Senate House and King, that they might some better way tread to avoid the public hatred, thought no method more commodious than to show their vices odious, which I chose to make appear not by anger but by sneer. As my method of reforming is by laughing not by storming, for my friends have always thought tenderness my greatest fault, would you have me change my style? On your faults no longer smile, but to patch up all our quarrels quote you texts from Plutarch's Morals, or from Solomon produce maxims teaching wisdom's use. If I treat you like a crowned head, you have cheap enough compounded, can you put in higher claims than the owners of St. James? You are not so great a grievance as the hirelings of St. Stephen's. You are of a lower class than my friend Sir Robert Brass. None of these have mercy found. I have laughed and lashed them round. Have you seen a rocket fly? You would swear it pierced the sky, it, but reached the middle air, bursting into pieces their thousand sparkles, falling down light on many a coxcomb's crown. See what mirth the sport creates. Singes hair but breaks no pates. Thus should I attempt to climb, treat you in a style sublime. Such a rocket is my muse, should I lofty numbers choose ere I reached Parnassus' top, I should burst, and bursting drop, all my fire would fall in scraps. Give your head some gentle raps, only make it smart a while. Then could I forbear to smile, when I found the tingling pain entering warm your frigid brain, make you able upon sight to decide of wrong and right, talk with sense, whate'er you please on, learn to relish truth and reason. Thus we both shall gain our prize, I to laugh, and you grow wise. Footnote 1. Beside he was a shrewd philosopher, and had read every text and gloss over Hudibras. Footnote 2. Democritus, the Greek philosopher, one of the founders of the atomic theory, W.E.B. Footnote 3. Caleb D'Anvers was the name assumed by Nicholas Amherst, the ostensible editor of the celebrated journal, entitled The Craftsman. Written by Bolingbroke, and Pulteney C. Prose Works Roman 7 p. W.E.B. Footnote 4. One of the three Furies Electo Tisiphone, and Magira the Avenging Deities, W.E.B. Footnote 5. The famous thief, who while on his trial at the Old Bailey, stabbed Jonathan Wild. See Fielding's Life of Jonathan Wild, Book 4, ch. Roman 1 W.E.B. Footnote 6. Ridiculum acrifordius, et Melius magnas plerum secet, res sat I x 14.